Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Saturday, June 18th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out. Talking about my core picks for today, it is, I believe, a 9-game main slate overall, and then talking about my top GPP stacks over on my article over at WeBetATS.com. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. At the pitcher position, we had John Gray, $8,600, got to 49 points yesterday. He was a good hit and the third overall pitcher on yesterday's slate. Then we had Jeff McNeil at second base or outfield, just depending on which position you put him in. $2,700, got to 9.2 points, and he was a hit as well. Then at third base, we had Nolan Arenado, $3,600, got to 24.7 points. He is a hit in the second, third baseman overall on the day. Continued his home run hitting streak against Michael Wacha there. And then we did have Michael Brantley, $3,100, got to 35.4 points. Another guy that hit a home run yesterday. He was a hit in the third overall outfielder on the slate. And then last but not least, we had Andrew Vaughn, $2,800, got to just 3 points, so we did give him a push. But 4 out of 5 yesterday were hits. Just alone with this core 5, I believe you had like 121.2 points. And the cash line for most contests yesterday were about 146 or so. So if you got just 25 points alone, you were cashing yesterday. And if you got some bigger days at some of those other positions as well, had a pretty solid day overall. So yesterday was pretty good all around. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into my core picks for today. So I'm going to say this one's probably not as straightforward as kind of yesterday was, but I'm going to start off at the pitcher position with Aaron Nola. $10,200, been pitching very well as of late. Got pretty good history against this Washington Nationals team. Maybe Juan Soto plays, maybe he doesn't. We'll just have to see today. Definitely love the upside of Aaron Nola. If you want to pay down a little bit, you could look at Jeffrey Springs, or you could go all the way down to Taijuan Walker. Both are very viable options on today's slate as well. Then at first base, we have Ty France, $3,200, averaging over 11 fantasy points per game on the season. Coming off a pretty good game last night as well, but he's 3 for 9 with 1 home run versus Patrick Sandoval in his career, and he has historically been a guy that hits left-hand pitching very well. So definitely have a good amount of interest in Ty France today. Then at third base, we're going to Alex Bregman. He's a guy that was in my cheat sheet yesterday, a guy that's in my cheat sheet once again today. These Astros hitters look pretty good. He's $3,000, averaging just over 9 fantasy points per game on the season. Had a pretty good day yesterday once again. Going against Johnny Cueto today, he's got no career history versus him, so we'll see how that shakes out. But I do love the upside that Alex Bregman and some of these Astros hitters do offer today once again. Then at shortstop, we're going Corey Seager. $3,100, averaging just under 10 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Detroit Tigers. And it's Ronnie Garcia pitching today. Seager has no history versus him. He's been starting to hit the ball a little bit better as of late. Do like the upside that Corey Seager and some of these Texas hitters present today going against Ronnie Garcia. But at the same time, there is a little bit of downside just since these guys have never faced him before, but not one of the tougher pitchers by any means. And then last but not least, we're going right back to Michael Brantley today. Typically, I don't like to do this, but $3,100, averaging about 9.5 fantasy points per game on the season. And he's 3 for 10 versus Johnny Cueto. Obviously, Michael Brantley's been hitting the ball very well as of late, so definitely don't have a problem going back there once again today. But if you go to these 5 players that I do have listed here, you'll have $12,400 remaining, $3,100 per player. So looking more like a balanced build today. Maybe you can pay up for one stud and then kind of pay down in a different position. Just kind of depends on how you want to approach the slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talk about my top stacks for today. So the ones that I do have today, I do have 5 in total. So you're actually getting a bonus one today. We got the Houston Astros going against Johnny Cueto. Kind of talked about them already. Some of these guys have history versus Cueto, some don't. Still Johnny Cueto, he's not what he once was. He had a couple good starts this year. Probably going to give up some runs and potentially some home runs as well today. So definitely have some interest in these Astros hitters once again. And then we have the Phillies going against Josiah Gray. Obviously, Josiah Gray is one of those kind of hit or miss pitchers. He's going to either strike out a lot of batters or give up a lot of runs, sometimes even both. So definitely have interest in these Phillies bats once again today. If you want to stack them with Aaron Nola, have no problem with that. And then we had the Tampa Bay Rays going against Kyle Bradish, who's a pitcher that I do like. I think he's got good stuff, but it just really hasn't translated to the major league level at this point in time. Rays did hit him pretty well the last time out. Randy Arozarena, a couple other hitters did pretty well against him, even though those guys did not end up making my cheat sheet. Could be in play once again. Then we do have the Mets going against Braxton Jarrett. I know he pitched better last time out, but I do expect this Mets team to hit him pretty well. And then last but not least, we got the Rangers going against Ronnie Garcia, who I already mentioned before, has no history against them. It's the same thing with Braxton Jarrett, who I was just talking about with the Mets. So could be advantage for these offenses. Typically it favors the pitcher, but these pitchers are not the greatest by any means. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, June 18th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on today's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hearing what you had to say. But with that being said, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewer, helping you with your DFS, whether it's MLB or USFL. Those are the two main ones at this point in time. I did put up my USFL DFS post last night on YouTube and on Twitter, so definitely be sure to check that out. There will be a couple other updates coming out today since we did not know the inactives for tomorrow's games, but a lot of them have been announced now, so I'll be posting those updates as I get a chance. And then with that being said, if you're a newer current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.